Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining me for another outing here on Ortega Outings. Right now, I'm in Mineral Wells, Texas. I came over here to get some mineral water, of course, from Crazy Water Company. And I asked permission if I could film in there and, get a little interview with the people. And I'm going to do that on another day because I'm actually here to be at Clark Gardens because I want to record Clark Gardens if I'm able to. I don't know the sitch over there if it's closed or not. I'm getting a late start today. But anyway, while I'm here, when I was leaving the town, I took a wrong turn and I saw this little area right here. And by the little thingies right there, I know this is going to be a place where I can get some historical things. Nice old water tower up there. And I'm going to get closer to it, but for now, just zoom in on it a little bit. Okay. And of course, look at this. Another caboose. You're saying, Cyrus, you're getting a little bit too with showing your cabooses, but I like cabooses because I like trains. Well, anyway, let's take a stroll through this little area right here. Let's learn a little history. A town springs to life. Oh, sorry, my shadow right there. A town springs to life, drawn by the promise of pure or a cure of a cure. I'm sorry. Drawn by the promise of a cure, Mineral Wells first settles came in droves. Fateful discovery, Boomtown, watch it grow. And it basically tells us that just by reading this, because I ain't going to bore y'all with reading the whole thing, the town of Mineral Wells sprung up because of this mineral water, the same water that I just bought. Which, by the way, since I've been drinking, because it's a natural alkaline water, and I got Crazy Water number 4. There's 2, 3, and 4. I got number 4 because that is the OG well, the original well, full of minerals. You can tell by the texture of it. And since I've been drinking it, I know my stomach issues have eased up, and I feel great. I feel real good. So, the reason they call it crazy water, I learned, and when I get that interview with the young ladies at the Crazy Water Company, I'm sure they know if their boss told them to, because I'm sure a lot of people ask. It's called crazy water because there was a lady in this town that was crazy. Uh, I don't know what the actual condition was, but she wasn't in her right mind, like Mineral Wells right here. And she would yell at people, run up to people, just pretty much just mental problems. And she started drinking the water, but see, people didn't drink the water because right off the bat it was like a cure for all and all that stuff. They drank the water because it was a well, it was water. People need water to survive. And as she drank the water, I believe it was like a year or so later, her symptoms started to disappear. It's like she became normal. She led, and for the rest of her life, until she died of natural causes, I mean, she lived a respectable life. She was no longer the crazy lady. And it's like they started thinking, okay, this water had something to do with it, so they call it crazy water. And, well, I guess it cured the woman, you know. And she actually led a respectable life. I think, from what I heard on one of the stories, she was actually a member of the community, a prominent member of the community. I think served on the town board or possibly in the local government. That's quite a story there. I'm drinking it because I hear it's natural alkaline, and I know just by drinking it, I've felt a lot better. I've had energy. My stomach problems eased up. Anyway, this one's not so much. I'm going to say the lifeblood of the community. The Weatherford Mineral Wells and Northwestern Railroad was chartered in 1889 and carried health seekers to mineral wells through the early 1900s. Health resort boom. The 25-mile short line supplied Camp Wolters during World War II and continued to haul freight until it closed in 1992 due to lack of traffic. Visitors can now enjoy 20 miles of the route on the trailway, which opened in 1998. You know, I'm going to look for that. A town springs to life. The city of Mineral Wells sprang to life in the 1880s when James Lynch settled in the area and drilled a well. The water seemed to alleviate everything from rheumatism to mania. I guess that's what that lady had. And Mineral Wells grew through the 1930s as people came to take the cure. Today, Mineral Wells is an active manufacturing town. So I'm going to go find that old train trails, I guess. Anyway, when I was at the Crazy Water Company, and they got a lot of botanicals over there, you know, beautiful flowers and stuff. I like that too, hence that's why I'm going to Clark Gardens. But I saw remnants of the old track. There's still rails there, deep embedded in like the ground, and I almost missed them. But I did, and I said I got to go back and get that because I just like abandoned rails and tracks as much as I like the train itself. Okay, making tracks to Mineral Wells. With thousands of tourists clamoring to visit Mineral Wells, the town needed to create a better way to get there. There's a nice steam engine right there. Again, my apologies for my shadow, but you know, it is what it is. Imports and exports. I always thought the town of Mineral Wells being named Mineral Wells was just cool. But to know that it was actually named because there were wells, I know, anybody watching, y'all are like, duh. But anyway, cool water tower. One of them old-fashioned water towers, and by that thing right there, I can tell this was a track where a steam engine went through because they needed that to lower into the boiler to fill up with water. I ain't that ignorant. So the thing, this little trail right here used to be a track. And that makes sense because that looks like a depot right over there. Let me zoom in on that. That was a depot. There's where the rest of the tracks went. Here's the water tower where they stopped to fill more water. Cool. So they got it set up, you know, where you can kind of walk around, read the little histories of Mineral Wells. I'm not going to spend too much more time here because I got to get to the gardens. And I want to get that caboose. If my camera goes off kilter a little bit, that sun is just hitting my eyes. This side they could fill more water and take off that way too. So it's a to and a from. There's lots of places over here in Mineral Wells that I do want to film. And I've been wanting to film that since 2 years ago. But like I said in my other videos, I had medical issue and had to recover. So I'm barely getting back into filming. But there's a famous haunted house here called the Haunted Hill House. And then there's another haunted, what used to be a hospital. That one closed down because it's too dangerous now. The city actually condemned it. So it's not safe for people to go in there anymore, and the ghost tours that were once there are no longer in service, like this Caboose. But other places, just by talking to the people here, pretty much the whole town of Mineral Wells is haunted. If you believe that stuff. A couple of helicopter crashes in a field over here, they say that's haunted. They see things at night. I used to be into that. I mean, I still watch my ghost hunting shows, but I'm more into the history aspect now. Now, the Haunted Hill House, well, I'm not going to tell you their rates, but I actually got a video on that where you can actually hear the lady explaining about it, because me and a couple of friends were going to do it back when I was into wanting to record, haunted places. So I got that video. I believe it's I labeled it Haunted Hill House Prepping. If you want to check that out for their rates. All I want is to just record the history aspect of it, because that house was built before Lincoln was president. Lincoln was president before he was president. And he was elected president in 1860. That house was built before he was even elected. So I want to just ask him, can I just have 1 hour where I can just walk through the house? I'll pay y'all $100. I ain't willing to pay no more than that, because I don't have to use none of y'all's equipment. And just let me do the history of the house. And if something happens, something to go bump in the night, then oh well. I'll capture that. Okay, here's another thing right here explaining about the trains. And I like it because it's made out of rails. They took old rails and created a stand for it. Okay, so just by reading this briefly, these tracks are not just set there to display the caboose. These were actually what's left over of the tracks. The actual tracks that ran through here in service. So yep, that makes sense, because right over there going that way is Crazy Water Company. Okay, I hear a cat somewhere. There it is. Local wildlife. Oh wait, there's two of them. Uh-oh. I ain't got no food. I wish I had food, because I love cats. Oh, that's a beautiful cat too. You're on camera, cat. Keet, 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 keet. Okay, well, I'm going to end this video right here because I'm on my way to Clark Gardens. Hopefully they're open. I don't know why I got the feeling they might not be open, but I hope they are. And that's it for this little segment right here. And I'll catch you on the next video.